Hello guys, welcome back to Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. We have a couple things to do in this video, actually quite a few. I'd like to get as close to finishing Glitter Gulch Mine as I can, but we still have quite a few jiggies to get. Down in the mines, and I actually think mine entrance 1 or 3, I think 3 is meant for it, but we can get it through here. There is going to be a room somewhere down here, and I believe it is this way. Might be this way, or this might be another room. But either way, one of these two. Yeah, it is this room. There is a jiggy to get here, and what you're supposed to do is shoot fire eggs at these things, and then they will generate energy and light up your path. Thing is, you can actually see the ground really well in the dark from these levels, from the red light coming off of the machines, so you don't really need it. I'm kind of working with a dark TV though, so just to kind of save myself the aggravation of not dying, I am going to do so, mainly so I don't miss these jumps like I did. Other than that, it's not really that hard. There's a couple that are far away like that, that you have to actually aim at, apparently. But it's not too hard, really. As long as you don't fall, you should be fine, and there will be a jiggy at the end of the path. And the jiggy will actually be right above where you came into the room, as we are almost there. We have a few more jumps to make, however. Yeah, it's right over there. And I don't know why there is a machine there to make the light, since you are so close to this jiggy. But anyway, we got that. We're going to move on through. There's not a whole lot more we can do within the mine shafts, but there might be a few things. There is an important character we need to meet, and a couple things we need to get from her. And I'm sure any of you who are familiar with this game know the character I speak of. She is rather annoying, and we're probably actually going to go to her now, or we might come back here, because this is a train station, and we have a boss to defeat back here. Granted, it's not the last thing we can do in this level, but I have to tackle it eventually, so we might as well get it done, considering I'm full on eggs and full on spirit, and we have plenty of time. We get a thing talking to us, and that is Old King Cole. We actually have to jump into the boiler to go battle him. I thought we actually had to try to use the train for it to open, but I guess not. When we are inside here, we will just see a giant, large thing of coal. And if we walk up to it, oh my god, it is a giant coal monster. So yes, that is the boss for Glitter Gulch Mine. It is Old King Cole. And we have to actually defeat him to use the train system within the game, which is actually important to quite a few missions and will transport us between worlds pretty quickly. And in fact, we do need the train to open up the 6th level, because you can only get in through the train station, but I will explain that much later when we get there. Anyway, if you actually get a much later egg upgrade, a different type of egg, it'll make this battle much easier, but for now, all we really have to do is shoot eggs at him. And after so many, one of his arms will fall off, and he will raise the heat inside the boiler, so that you will then start to lose oxygen because it's so hot. Really, you just have to attack him again, and eventually the heat will go back down. After some more eggs, his second arm falls off, and so now he's just kind of walking around aimlessly. And he's going to raise the temperature again. Really, this boss is very simple, probably the easiest boss in the game. Then again, none of the bosses are terribly hard. Anyway, after some more, his top half is going to fall off, but his legs will continue to walk around. And we have to actually still defeat these legs. And after hitting them with some eggs, and well, I thought that might be enough, but evidently not. and after hitting it with some eggs, which it still needs more of, okay, there we go, the legs will explode, and we get to use the train along with getting a Jiggy and some health that I'm pretty sure we don't need. But anyway, we can now use the train system. However, we have to open up the train stations at the other worlds, and Mayhem Temple does not actually have a train station. There are certain levels that do not have train stations. Mayhem Temple is one of them. There's another one a bit later on, and then there's only like a third one I can think of. But anyway, we are going to move on and actually go meet that other character now, because she's actually on our way to another location, which is the opposite side of the tracks. But she is kind of necessary. She has a Jiggy and actually a Cheeto page, which is good. We like Cheeto pages. They will help us later. And I believe I already got that. Yes, I did. So we are going to warp actually to Umba's wigwam, because it is the closest warp pad. That is something I really like about Tooie, the warp pads. It makes it traversing the big levels pretty easy, especially since all the levels in this game are fairly much larger than those in Kazooie. It is over here, and if that guy doesn't attack us, which he didn't, we can enter. And inside there will be lots of poisonous gas. Yeah, you do have to watch your oxygen meter. I don't think these boulders can actually be broken, but if we talk to this bird, it is a like half human, half canary type creature, and her name is Canary Mary. And basically this is a throwback to when they actually sent canaries into mines to see if there was poisonous gas or not down the shaft, and they just left her here in a cage. So we are going to help her out, which to the internet's dismay actually is what we're supposed to do. And she just sits on the swing and doesn't leave, even though we've opened it up for her. And she will leave, and we have to go talk to her in another location to actually play a minigame. Actually a minigame that will give us 2 different prizes. And she's going to fly to the beginning of the tracks and actually restore an old handcart that is there, that you might have seen earlier when we were over there. But this is a really annoyingly long cutscene where she just flies over to the beginning of the map, and right there, that handcart you can see right there is broken, and she will use magic and fix it, and then we can race her, and we will do that pretty soon. I don't think there's anything else in this room. There's another room with poisonous gas, so that has some pretty important things that we need to go find or get to anyway. But for now, we are actually going to go do the first of Mary's races, and if we have enough time we might even do the second, but I'm not sure. It does take you all the way across the level, and all we gotta do is just jump onto the cart to start the game, and all we have to do is press A as rapidly as we can to go along the train track, and all we have to do is beat her to the other edge of the course. So it's really not that hard of a game. If you press A pretty consistently, you should be able to beat her. You don't even have to be like super fast like you do in some missions, or in fact the second Canary Mary race is much harder than this first one. And we already have a pretty large lead, and I don't plan on losing it anytime soon. You don't have to worry about steering or anything, because there's of course tracks. You will follow the track all the way to the end though, so it does take about a minute and a half, something like that, but it really isn't that bad, and you do get a Jiggy for it, which is good. I'm not sure how those handcarts would actually get a giant mound of like purple diamonds and jewelry and such, but I don't know, I didn't make the game. Then again, it is also Nintendo games, so they are not supposed to make sense, but we are very close to the end, and in fact right there we will hit the ending barrier and beat Canary Mary by a long shot, and she is going to fly down and admit defeat and give us a Jiggy that has been in a very disgusting place for a very long time. and then we'll say we can race her back, and we will probably do so. If we race her a second time, she will give us a Cheeto page. And right now, she is going to give us that Jiggy, but of course we have to have annoying dialogue first. And she's just wasting more of my time, and I'm getting some slowdown. So, there we go. There's the Jiggy for racing Canary Mary. Yeah, she's just basically going to say that we can race her again. So we're going to do so. We're going to jump right back onto that cart and take it back the other way. And this race is actually a bit harder than the last one. You're going to have to press A lot faster and keep a very consistent groove going in order to beat Canary Mary. She will get faster in this race. But again, it's not that bad. It really isn't. In fact, it's fairly easy still. But basically all it is racing back the other way. Same technique, just press A as fast as you can. I mean, that's a classic mechanic in a lot of games. And Cheeto page is always good to have, especially if you, like I am, are going for it 100%. We need to get this page, and it's really not that hard to get, so there's no point in just skipping it. But we are almost back to the beginning. We, I believe, have a turn and then another, like, hill. But other than that, it has just been 2 easy races for 2 nice items. We do still have some Jiggies to get. And, in fact, we also have a couple of Jinjos and empty honeycomb pieces. But there is quite a bit in this level that we can't actually do yet. We have to either come from other worlds or use moves from other worlds. That is a common reoccurring thing in this game. Most of the levels are interconnected. And there's the Cheeto page. And she was about to tell us where it was wedged, but we don't want to know. And if you look at the Cheeto page, it just has characters on it that don't really mean anything. Anyway, that is it for Canary Mary. She will leave the mine, and we might or might not see her later in the game. Maybe. I'm not telling. But if we go back here with the remaining 2.5 minutes we have, back to where that mysterious box floated on through the door, we can go back here and, avoiding the TNT, go up past where the rocks were. And actually there's not much back here except for shovel enemies. This thing doesn't really do much. We can talk to it again. And now that we have opened the door, there's actually a door on this side of the entrance that we have to open. This is in a later level, and it's actually the next level, but we can't do anything with it right now. We did have to blow up that TNT though, so the box could get this far, but we can't do anything more with it until we open that door, which I can't do anything about right now. But we will address it in the next level. For now, there's really just that cave to go get, and possibly another Jiggy, although off the top of my head I can't really think of one that we're missing. That cave is actually going to be fairly far down towards the end of the level, and might actually have TNT in front of it, and if it does, I will probably open that off screen, seeing as we are almost to the end of the video anyway. I don't think it's over by the crushing shed. Actually, we do have one more thing to get, and it is down there, but we do not have time for it, so I'm going to ignore it for now, and we'll probably start the next video there. That's probably the last Jiggy that we can get for now in this mine. I don't think the cave is over here, and in fact I'm not entirely sure where it is at, but I do believe it is over here. And really all there is in there is a Jinjo and I think maybe some notes or something. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where it is currently, but I think we did fairly well for this game, and if I get out of the way of the TNT, I'm going to end the video. So I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next part.